some new names and faces. Also, I have a fun helper, Miss Elizabeth Littlejohn, who I see her on camera there. She's going to be putting in a survey link in the comments in the chat. And so be sure when she puts that in, she's going to put it in a few times throughout this talk. And so be sure that you are grabbing that survey link if you are a guest and filling that out. She just put it in there just now for the first time. If you fill that out, that is how you will get your entry to win a free impression bracelet. Again, I'm so excited to see you guys. I know people will be joining in as we get started, and I know some of you are even watching this on replay. It is recorded, and we like to share these videos. And so welcome, whether you're watching live or watching on replay. Again, my name is Kim Craddock, and I'm a Senior Division Leader here at Park Lane Jewelry. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my story. I'm also going to tell you a little bit about Park Lane Jewelry, a little bit about direct sales, why jewelry. We're going to answer some commonly asked questions. But first, I just want to say that if you were a guest here, I'm so excited to be seeing you, and whoever invited you to watch this live or as a video, they believe that there is something here that may be for you, or maybe you've expressed interest in Park Lane and you want a little bit more information. Whatever the reason, welcome. We are glad that you're here. I know that the other stylists and I can say confidently that we feel very passionately about Park Lane Jewelry, and we love to share that with other people. And so that is my job tonight. And I hope that you enjoy the information that we're about to give. Any questions you may have, feel free to ask the stylist that invited you. She's got lots of information, more than I'm going to give here, but I'm excited to be able to give you just a brief overview. So first of all, a little bit about me. I like to tell my story. I am living in the Dallas area. I'm in a little suburb of Dallas called Heath, Texas. I'm east of Dallas, for any of you who know where that is. And we like to get into Dallas as much as we can, but we're in a little suburb. Several of my fellow stylists are my neighbors and friends, which I love. But I joined Park Lane about 7 years ago in 2018. Let me start by saying before that, I have never done anything like this before. I've never been in direct sales. I am a teacher by trade. Spent many years at the beginning of my career teaching in the classroom, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade at one time or another. For our middle school teachers out there, kudos to you. That is a labor of love. I loved every minute of it. And I know you guys do great work. So I'm a teacher by trade, and I love to be able to teach and instruct. But when I had children of my own, my husband and I decided that it would be best for me to stay home and be with them. And so I became a full-time mom, and then a full-time volunteer. And any of you there who have kids and you have volunteered in the school district around you, or in their schools, or in philanthropic work of philanthropy organizations, you know how quickly that can become a full-time job. And so I've really devoted a lot of my early years in marriage and raising my children into that. And I loved every minute of it. But as many of you know, as your kids get older, things start to change, and you realize that they won't always be home forever. And I knew that I wanted to start a next chapter. I knew that I wanted to help contribute financially to my family as they were getting older. But I also knew that I really loved the flexibility I had staying at home and volunteering in various organizations around town. And I didn't want to give that up either. So I decided not to go back into the classroom, and instead look for something that would be more suited to my flexible lifestyle and still wanting to be at home with my children. So several of my friends were already Park Lane stylists, have been in the industry for many years. Park Lane was new to them. And I decided, after talking with my husband and looking over all of the options, I decided to give Park Lane a try. And I will tell you that my husband now has been in sales for about 30 years, not the direct sales space, but he's been in sales for about 30 years. At the time, it was about 26, 20, 24 years, 23 years. And he was very impressed with the compensation plan that Park Lane has to offer. And we had decided that if I was going to spend time doing this, that it was going to be for something that was worth our while, frankly. And the compensation plan at Park Lane can't be beat. Whether you've been in the industry before or not, I think if you take a peek at it, you will see that. And we'll talk about that just a little bit later. but I decided to go ahead and give it a try. And I loved the flexibility that came with this business. I loved that I could still stay at home with my kids, like I said. And I also loved that with Park Lane, I could build my business at my pace as I wanted to. There was no pressure to do more or less than I wanted to. There was only encouragement and incentives and a fantastic team of women surrounding me that encouraged me every step of the way. So I started my business. And then 2020 hit, and we all know what happened in 2020. We very quickly stayed at home. We very quickly became homebound. And within, I would say, literally a matter of days, those of us at Park Lane, our business went from being out in the world and out in public to 100% online almost overnight. It was initiation by a fire hose for sure. We loved getting in there and learning it. And we made our business online. And while it was scary at the time, now we can look back and everybody is familiar with online businesses now, especially after the pandemic. We can look back now and realize that that was really something that we were not only capable of doing, but that we could thrive at doing as well. And even today, my business is still 100% online. I am still in my home, in my office right here where you see me, surrounded by my jewelry, with my computer in front of me, with my phone next to me, and I work from home and I do my business 100% online. So fast forward, my kids are grown. They are both in college now. And they're home for the summer, which is exciting too. But I will have a sophomore in college and a senior next year. They do go to the University of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. For my Sooner friends out there, if you're not a Sooner fan, sorry, that's okay. We can still be friends. But I am so excited to be able to still do my business online. And that means that it affords me the flexibility to go and do what I want to do. My husband has a very flexible schedule, like I said. And so we are both flexible now. We can go and visit our kids whenever we want. We can travel, which we love to do. And I'm going to talk about the Park Lane travel in just a few minutes as well. But it affords me the flexibility to do what I want to do. Also, along the way, let me tell you that the paychecks weren't bad either, because those of you who are raising kids and you have kids in sports, outside activities, tutoring for academics, that gets very expensive very quickly. When I started my business, I was able to significantly contribute to my family's income. And that continues now. I have 2 kids in college. We do like to travel. And so as my business has grown and become more of a full-time job, because I have more time now that my kids are grown or growing, gone out of the house, I can still do my business full-time, part-time, anytime I want, whatever my schedule is, and I'm still able to contribute financially to my family, which does help as we go through the seasons of life. And another reason I was thinking about doing something flexible like Park Lane is that as the empty nester phase comes and my children are truly out of the nest, and after they've graduated from college, I know that Park Lane will be around for years and years to come. So we're going to talk a little bit about who are stylists at Park Lane. What does that look like? What would it look like for you if you've ever considered doing this before? But I am going to focus on several different questions that people oftentimes ask. They ask, why would I want to do direct sales, especially if you're like me and you've never been in it before? And starting at the ground level, I started at the intro level with Park Lane, which is a fashion director, and I have promoted 4 times into executive leadership now. And so it's very doable. And so direct sales affords you not only flexibility, but those opportunities for growth in your business. And we'll talk about that a little bit. People always ask, why jewelry? As we know, there are lots of direct sales companies out there. We know and love many of them. I am guilty of purchasing from almost everything that comes in front of me. I love it all. But why jewelry? And if you're here, you might be interested to know a little bit about that. Also, why Park Lane? Because we're not the only jewelry company in town. We're not the only direct sales jewelry company in town, but hopefully I'll be able to tell you a few things that may convince you we are a little bit different. And I think you may hear some things that you like there. And then why now? Why would you want to join now? So first of all, let's talk a little bit about why direct sales. And again, let me just say, I've never been in this before in my life, never done anything like it. If you told me even 15 years ago that this is what I would be doing, I probably would have thought you were crazy. Never, not for me. But after being in the classroom for so many years, being used to being up in front of people and teaching and training and speaking, I have found that it's a very natural segue for me. And there's lots of aspects of this business that could be a natural segue for you as well. And like I said, it provides that flexibility. We are busy moms and working women, and some of us have full-time jobs in addition to our Park Lane business. And so this affords us the flexibility to do our job whenever and wherever we want, especially with the online platform. And also, I will say that in our Park Lane workforce, 90% of the stylists on our team have full-time jobs outside of Park Lane. So even if you have a full-time job right now and you're looking for something maybe a little bit different, maybe you'd like extra income. Who would not love a little extra paycheck every week? Or maybe you're looking for something fun or some community or something to be able to put your full-time job to the side and focus on something in the evenings or on the weekends that's just full of joy and fun for you. 90% of our stylists, like I said, do have full-time jobs. Many of them start that way and then realize that they don't have to continue in the other job if they don't want to, because their Park Lane business, frankly, becomes so lucrative. So if you are someone who has a full-time job, maybe don't love your full-time job, and you're looking for an alternative, this could be that for you too. So keep that in mind. Also, direct sales provides immediate income. And I will say that at Park Lane, we do get paid on a weekly basis. If you decided to join us and talk to your stylist that invited you here about that, you could be earning a paycheck as soon as this Friday or next Friday. And so we are ready to go. We are ready to go with you. And so you do get that automatic income and you get commission. So what would you do with an extra $200 a week, $500 a week? $2,000, $3,000 a month. What would you do with that? So direct sales really affords you the opportunity to start earning that income immediately, which is so beneficial. And also with our team here at Park Lane, we have a plug and play system. We have everything in place for you. As far as for me, I am not a graphic designer. I am not a computer wizard. Technology is not always my friend, but thankfully there are ladies on our team who are gifted in all of those areas. And guess what? We share everything. There is nothing that we don't share with each other. My success and your success are both mutually exclusive, and we help each other with everything that we do. So it's plug and play. All of our systems in place. We have all pictures and scripts and graphics for you if you decide to do an online business. If you wanted to do an in-home business, we have all of those resources available to you too, meaning going into other people's homes. And we do love to do that. There are a lot of people that love to go out and they're social and they want to get in front of their friends and family and meet new people and grow and grow and grow into those outside circles. And so if you are someone who wants to do in-person parties in other people's homes or vendor events, or maybe your church bazaar has something that you would love to be a part of, we do have resources for you to be able to pick up and go from your home with your jewelry and then run those parties successfully. And of course, the online platform, we have everything you need to start with that. And everyone can do this online platform. Everyone can do direct sales, because as long as we're on this earth and we have breath in our lungs, I always say we can learn new things, ladies. We are capable of learning new things. And so everybody can, and we're here to help you. And so that really makes it a lot of fun. There's no other profession in the world that's like this, right? That you can literally pick up with no training. So speaking of that, why jewelry? Like I said, there are lots of direct sales companies out there. You'll see many different companies that we know and love. So why jewelry? Well, for me personally, I've always loved jewelry. I've always loved to accessorize. I've always loved to layer necklaces. People say I was country before country was cool. I say I was layering before layering was cool. I was doing it for a really long time, and I've always loved jewelry. And if you are thinking about getting into this industry, I think jewelry is a really smart choice, because there is no learning curve to jewelry. It is simple and fun. You don't have to memorize facts about jewelry. You don't have to know statistics about jewelry. If you wear it, and you like it and somebody else likes it, they'll want to buy it. It's really as simple as that. I can show you the necklace I have on. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you want to buy it? Do you not want to buy it? It's really simple. I can show you bracelets that I have on. I don't have to know details. You can see the beauty of it just like you would walking through a store. You might go up to a counter at a department store and look at the jewelry. There's not somebody who immediately runs up and tells you every single detail about every single piece of jewelry. There's no learning curve here. You don't have to be an expert in the product because women know and love jewelry. They know what they like, they know what they want to wear, and so it's simple and fun. Also, jewelry is a consumable product. I don't know about you, but I love to buy new pieces of jewelry for each. Well, now I don't have to buy anything. We get that as a stylist for free. I'll talk to you about that in a few minutes too. But women in general love to buy new pieces with each season to update their wardrobe. And jewelry is the fastest and least expensive way to update your wardrobe as you're coming into a new season. So it's consumable. And personally, I have customers who will purchase from me on a monthly, weekly, sometimes daily almost basis as new things are coming out, new sale items we have, new pieces that are perfect for spring and summer as we're getting into those months. And so I have repeat shoppers. So this is a consumable product. It's not something you have to wait till it runs out to buy. You're not going to have too much of it. Nobody has ever said, I have too much jewelry. People try to tell me that, and then they quickly realize, no, they don't, because they don't have the piece I just showed. So they want that. And so it is a consumable product. People will purchase over and over again, which makes it a lot of fun and then just easy again. And also, ladies, let's be real. Jewelry just brings joy. That is one of our mottos here. Jewelry brings joy. Everybody needs joy in their life. And I will say that this really does bring a smile to people's faces. It just makes you feel good when you put a little jewelry on. And it doesn't matter what you do for your full-time job. If you have a fun little bracelet stack going on and you're working on the computer all day long, that brings a little joy. That brings a little smile to your face when you see that sparkle in front of you. And so it's no different with our customers and with people out there. Also, it's a very giftable product, obviously. Jewelry is the #1 requested giftable item. And so our husbands are purchasing it, boyfriends are purchasing it. My 19-year-old daughter, her boyfriend likes to get her pieces and pick pieces out for her. I'm always constantly giving my son pieces to give to his girlfriend. It's a very giftable item. I've got friends that come and shop out of my office. And of course, around the holidays, the men are always shopping too. So it's a giftable item. Again, something that people always want. When you're helping your customers, as you'll see when you get into this industry and into the jewelry business, it does bring joy to people. And it doesn't really, sometimes it doesn't even matter what they're going through. When they put on some beautiful jewelry, I'll get comments and texts and messages saying how much joy it brings them. And then that brings us joy as well. Jewelry is also a conversation starter. How many times have you walked out, gone somewhere, a store, or out with your girlfriends, or date night with your significant other, and someone compliments a piece of jewelry you have on? It happens all the time. And so it's a conversation starter. And so many of us will carry extra jewelry in our purse. I carry extra jewelry in my purse in our really beautiful little Park Lane bags with my business card in there because I want them to enjoy the jewelry, but I also want people to know you can do this too, and you can enjoy jewelry too, just like I do. And so it brings smiles to people's faces. It's a conversation starter, and that makes it even easier if you want to grow a business. So how awesome is that we get to get our compliments from the things that we love to play in. And also it's our job. I use that in quotes because sometimes it doesn't feel like a job. Okay, so that's why jewelry. We know why we love jewelry. But then why Park Lane Jewelry? Because like I said, we're not the only jewelry company in town. There are a few reasons that Park Lane stuck out to me above the other companies that I have come in contact with. And I've been approached by several other companies before this, and nothing ever seemed the right fit. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in just a minute. But first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about Park Lane Jewelry. If you have never heard much about us, the stylist that invited you here hasn't told you much about it yet, let me be the first to tell you that we are the largest and longest standing direct sales jewelry company in the world. Longest standing and the largest jewelry company. So what does that say? Well, the company has been around for 70 years. We are celebrating our 70th anniversary on August 23rd, to be exact. We're so excited. It's such a great time in our company's history, and it has been family owned and operated the entire time. family owned and operated, started by a lovely couple, newlyweds, 16 and 19 years old, if you can even believe that. And now it is run by the second generation. 3 of their sons purchased the company from their parents and run the company, and their children are also starting to get involved. Our head design person of design is the granddaughter of our founder. So that is stability. 70 years in business. They have been through a lot in those 70 years. Doesn't matter what's going on in our country with economic times, with different things going on in the world. Park Lane Jewelry has stood the test of time. That meant something to me, because if I was going to invest my time and energy into a company that I wanted to work for, I wanted to make sure that they were going to be around for a little while. And sometimes that's not always the case. But with Park Lane, it definitely is. And they're just a lovely family-owned company, and a lovely family also. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the product that Park Lane puts out. I have to say that I love the jewelry that we put out. The collections are very diverse, so there truly is something for everyone. What I might love to wear, somebody else might not love, but there is always something for everyone. It doesn't matter how old. My customers literally are from age 13, I think, to in their 80s. There is really something for everyone. We have a great variety of metal colors, so you don't ever have to worry about people saying, I don't really like that. We don't work in a niche. We really do have a very diverse collection, which makes it really so much easier to show people, because we know that people have different tastes, and we want to be able to, give people what they want. Also, something I love about Park Lane, the quality of the jewelry. We are lead, cadmium, and nickel free. I have several friends that have jewelry allergies to fashion jewelry, and they have a very, very good success with Park Lane Jewelry. So oftentimes you will hear people say, I can't wear fashion jewelry. And then you tell them that we don't have the lead, the nickel, the cadmium, kind of the icky stuff that gives you those reactions on your skin. Park Lane has left it out. Our jewelry is out of the platinum family. And so people really do well with our jewelry, and the product is so well. And also we have an unconditional guarantee. And so it doesn't matter what, I always tell people, whether you get the jewelry and you don't love it, if the ring doesn't fit, if you run over it with your car, if your kids use it as a Frisbee or your dog uses it as a chew toy, we do have an unconditional guarantee, and we can get them a replacement piece, a new piece, or a refund if they just decide that they don't love it. And so it's a really simple process for our customers and our stylists to navigate. And that unconditional guarantee really means something, because you are shopping sight unseen oftentimes, especially with online parties. And we shop online all the time. We know, right? We get Spanx all the time. We get different department stores all the time. We're shopping online. I mean, Amazon, right? We're shopping online all the time, sight unseen. And so people know how to do that. But also, we know how easy it is to return on Amazon, right? So it's risk-free shopping. And I like to tell my customers and shoppers that this also is risk-free shopping, because if for any reason you don't love it, I will make it my job to get you a piece that you do love, or get you a refund. And I love that Park Lane offers that. Not all companies do. And as we know, with some online companies, it is not easy to process a return. And it's like an act of Congress trying to return something. And so I love that Park Lane makes that accessible and easy for us with that unconditional guarantee. Now let's talk about our customers. That's another aspect of Park Lane that we are very proud of, how we treat our customers. If you are here as a guest, odds are you have been a customer, and you know as a customer that you are shopping the best customer sale around. I have never seen anything like it before, that you get 2 items full price and then 4 items half price. That might not seem that amazing at first, until you realize that your full price items are your least expensive items. And so we tell our customers, it's like going into a department store and buying a pair of socks and then getting the designer sweater half off. Who else does that? Nobody that I know. So I love our customer sale. Our customers love it as well. Shopping at a discount is something that's always popular, and I really love that we are able to give that back to our customers. And part of that give back comes because of the stability of the company. When you have a company that is family owned and operated, debt-free, cash rich, and in business for 70 years, they can pass that kind of savings on to their customers. And that's what truly makes us valuable. And it truly makes us trustworthy to the people that shop with us and do business with us on a regular basis. Also, let's talk about the hostess. If you've been a if you've been a customer, but not a hostess yet, I would highly encourage you to be a hostess. Well, I would highly encourage you to join us. But even if you join us, you can still be your own hostess, which is another amazing thing that Park Lane offers. But our hostess program can't be beat. Now, oftentimes at direct sales companies, I don't know that the hostess programs are always that great. Sometimes I feel like it's not as great as I want it to be, but I will say with Park Lane, our hostess program is truly amazing, and it keeps our hostesses coming back time and time again. I have many hostesses who choose to have a party with me at least twice a year, sometimes more if we have other pieces come out, because they know that they will be getting a lot of the pieces that they love with host credits. With 10 friends shopping, you get $400 in host credit. $400. That is a lot of fun jewelry. Plus, you get 4 half-price items. Plus, you get our bonus item, which is any item valued up to $200 for $35. That's already a steal, unheard of. And you get unlimited access to all of our sale items with no purchase necessary. So the host benefits really can't be beat. And again, it keeps our hostesses coming back time and time again. Another wonderful thing that I think Park Lane does for us, which is very rare and very generous, is that as a stylist, we can be a hostess on our own party. They love the fact that we will use our own hostess parties to then take that savings, take that customer sale onto our customers. And then as the stylist, not only do we get the commission on our own party, we also get the hostess rewards, which just allows us to build our collection, keeping our paycheck in our pocket. And I've personally talked to our CEO many times, and that is something that he really, really loves to make sure we understand, is that they want us to keep our paycheck in our pocket. You do not have to purchase any jewelry if you do not want to, other than your kit, which your stylist talking to you about this will talk to you about. It's a one-time kit purchase. After that, you have the opportunity to earn all of your jewelry. And I'll talk about that in just a minute when we get to the stylist. But the fact that they let us be our own hostess and claim those hostess credits, keep our paycheck in our pocket, build our collection so that we can show more jewelry to people, bring more joy with our jewelry. That is a really special thing that Park Lane offers. And I, for one, feel really fortunate to be able to do that. And I take advantage of that, let me tell you. And I've got more jewelry than I know what to do with, which is a good problem to have. Now, let's talk about Park Lane and what it means to be a stylist. So there are lots of direct sales companies out there, but as far as stylists are concerned, we have one of the best commission plans in the industry. And like I said at the beginning, when I was telling you a little bit about myself, my husband at the time had been in sales for 23, 24 years. He was thoroughly impressed with the Park Lane compensation plan. And I will tell you why. We start anywhere from 30 to 50% commission. That is unheard of. 30% on the pieces of jewelry that you are selling, up to 50% commission as you promote. That is a great paycheck in your pocket. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you've ever been in this industry before. If you're like me and you come in at the lowest level of fashion director, you are earning 30% on your sales. That can be as early as this Friday or next Friday, depending on when you decide to have your intro party, which your stylist will help you do, by the way. So 30% to 50% commission, amazing. And as you choose to build a team, if you choose to do that, it just goes up to 50% commission. On top of that, we also have stylist perks. We have a rich rewards program where we can earn over $1,000 every month in free jewelry. Over $1,000. Now, if you were impressed by the host rewards and earning $400 in host credits, imagine being a stylist and earning thousands of dollars of jewelry every single month. And we have the opportunity to do that. And it doesn't matter if you are brand new to the industry or if you've been with the industry for 20 years. It doesn't matter. Everyone has an equal opportunity to earn that rich rewards program, and it starts over every single month. You start from zero, you get to earn again. That's why we have so much jewelry. And why are they so generous? Again, Park Lane wants us to keep our paycheck in our pocket. They also know that we love to do fun giveaways. If you've been a customer or a hostess in a party, you know that the stylist on your party loves to give away free jewelry. And you might have often wondered, how is she giving away 3 pieces of jewelry at every single party I've attended? That's how, because we are getting this jewelry With our Rich Rewards program, we're keeping our paycheck in our pocket. We're paying that generosity forward to our customers and our guests, and then they get to benefit just like we do. Super important to Park Lane to be able to do that. And also, we have a Mercedes car program. Do you want to drive a Mercedes? I love the idea that with the first level of leadership in Park Lane, you can start to earn the Mercedes car program. And let me tell you another exciting thing. Once you earn the Mercedes car program, you don't have to earn it again. You just qualify every month for it. And if you don't want a Mercedes, like for me, I love my car. I have a big SUV. I didn't want to take a Mercedes. I know it sounds crazy, but guess what? They give me cash instead. And then you can pay for your car. If you don't have a car payment, you pay for your groceries or your kids' tutoring or whatever you want. They just add it into your paycheck in every month that you earn it. And you have the opportunity every single month to earn it. Also, something else I didn't mention is that when you promote in Park Lane, you never lose your promotion. Never. Many direct sales companies, you have to re-earn your promotion every single month. The idea of that thoroughly stresses me out, even just saying it. And so with Park Lane, just know that when you promote, doesn't matter if you've started at the bottom or if you're coming in at a higher level, which I'll talk to you about in just a second. Whenever you promote, you do not lose your promotion. And that is really appealing to a lot of people. And again, why can Park Lane do that? Because they are 70 years in operation, family owned and operated, in debt to no one, cash rich, and wanting to give that back to customers and stylists alike. So we keep our promotion. If you have direct sales experience, if you are here and you've been in direct sales before, let me tell you, we also have a direct appoint program. This is something that I had never heard about before I came into Park Lane. I'm thoroughly impressed by it. Makes total sense to me. And the direct appoint program is just that. If you have direct sales experience, talk to the stylist that is inviting you here today, and she can tell you and connect you with some of our national directors to decide what level you will be brought in. Did you promote at your previous company? There's a very good chance that you will be brought in at Park Lane at a higher level. There's the potential to be brought in at 35% commission, 40% commission, 45 or 50% commission. It just depends on your level. It makes sense to me. And I don't know of another direct sales company that does that. But for example, this is what the example I like to use. If you're a manager of a bank, this is the example I've used for years. If you're the manager of a bank and you want to change jobs, you don't like your bank for some reason, well, you wouldn't go to the next bank and suddenly start as a teller or like another job. They would bring you in as a manager. If you're a manager at a grocery store and you wanted to move into another grocery store, you wouldn't be brought in as somebody bagging the groceries. They would bring you in to apply for the job of manager. Well, Park Lane is no different. And it's wonderful that they do this because I know now, after being in this industry for 7 years, how hard you work to promote in any industry. And so if you have been in this industry before and you have promoted, talk to your stylist because she will be able to connect you with someone who can tell you what level you can be brought in. So I love that. We love to honor for the work that you've done already and honor you by bringing you in at a similar level. Another thing that stylists get to take advantage of, which is near and dear to my heart. Remember, I said that before I started this, I was heavily involved in philanthropic work around my community. Park Lane has a fundraising program. They love to be able to give back to the community. We do things throughout the year where Park Lane does give back to certain organizations. Every October, we have a breast cancer awareness program and fundraiser, and we have a special piece of jewelry where a percentage of that goes directly back to breast cancer research, the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, actually. And so Park Lane is very philanthropic and loves to give back into organizations around the globe. But if you are somebody who has a passion for fundraising and helping others, and you're involved in organizations that fundraise, Park Lane does have a fundraising program, and they give, wait for it, 50% back. That's unheard of. That is a big percentage. That is very appealing to any philanthropic organization that you may want to work with. And so that is something that you can also consider. And it's not a difficult thing to do. Again, it's a plug and play system. We have all the resources you would need if you wanted to run a fundraiser. 50% back is very appealing. And again, Park Lane is stable, and their stability allows them to be able to do things like that for their stylists and for their community at large. So why now? I've given you a lot of information. Why now? why would you want to join Park Lane or the direct sales industry, but Park Lane specifically? I will tell you that we are at the tipping point of explosive growth. Since the pandemic, we have grown year over year over year. While other direct sales companies are closing their doors or having to downsize or having to change their compensation plans, Park Lane is not changing their compensation plan. And I think the last that I heard, I think I'm correct in saying this, that they haven't changed their compensation plan in like 30 or 40 years. They've only made it better. So we're not going anywhere, and we're not downsizing or decreasing in any of our benefits for hostesses or stylists. We are at the tipping point of huge, huge growth. And in these economic times, people are looking for extra income. And if that is you, this is the time to join. There's nothing to lose. It is very low risk. You buy your kit, and the stylist that invited you here will tell you about our 3 kit options. They're amazing. And a steal. You're getting a lot of jewelry for the price of your kit, jewelry of your choice. That's another thing I always like to point out. Many, many companies send you a prepackaged kit, not with Park Lane. You get to choose your own jewelry. What would you love to wear and show to others? That's what you get to choose. Also, right now, people are looking for more flexible ways to earn extra income, even if you have a full-time job. And guess what? You can do this from home. Just like I said, you can come home from your full-time job. You can spend a couple of hours a night, some of the time on your weekend, doing this business and earning extra income as early as this Friday. 100% online businesses are thriving. Like I said, that's how mine is all the time. And I have grown year over year, promoted year over year, and it's really a lucrative business. So that's a reason to do it now. Also, other people are looking for that. So if you are looking to grow a team and increase your income and increase your influence and sharing joy and bringing people joy, and other people might need desperately to earn some extra income, if you're looking for that, this idea, this business model is a very sellable business model. People will want to do it. They will be happy to do it. And they will really be happy when they see all of the resources that we afford them to be able to do that. We have all the tools and systems in place for you. You will not be left on your own. The stylist who invited you here will help you to get started and will be with you every step of the way. And like I said, this team is amazing. We have coaching calls every single week that you can plug into. If for some reason you miss it live, we share the recordings almost immediately. We are here to answer questions. I know whenever I run a call or a training session, I always tell everybody my full Facebook name so they can message me on Facebook Messenger and ask me any questions, whether they're on my team or somebody else's team. It doesn't even matter. I want to be able to help anyone who wants to start out in this business or learn more about the business. And that's how all of our stylists are. I have to say, women supporting women isn't a myth in our group. It is a reality. And we truly do support one another. So you don't have to worry about being left on your own. We have everything you need to get started and to be successful with as much or as little as you want to do with this business. Again, there's never any penalty for as much or as little as you do. There are only incentives which make you, frankly, want to do more because it's just so good. Okay, the last question we get all the time is, can I do it? And I address that a little bit throughout this, sprinkling things in here and there. And I will say that Park Lane truly is for everyone. Like I said before, if you had told me 10 years ago that this is what I would be doing, I would have thought you were crazy and said, no way. But anyone can do this. Anyone can learn this. We have resources in place for you to be able to succeed immediately. And it doesn't matter your background. I was a teacher to a stay-at-home mom and to a volunteer, and now I have a thriving business with a wonderful team of women that I get to work with every single day. So anyone can truly do this. And we have men and women here. We have men on our team. One of our consistently top sellers in the company is a man. And he's fantastic. And so we welcome everyone. Anyone who wants to do this can do this. You might be a young mom with young children, and you are looking for a little bit of fun. You're looking for a little bit of an extra income when they're napping. We have a couple of ladies on our team. One just had a baby. One's about to have a baby. And they are thriving in their business and doing this while the baby's down for a nap, or when their husband gets home and wants to spend time with the babies. And so it really can work for that stage of life. Like I said, it can work for people like me who are, their kids are getting older. We all know once your kids start driving and getting into high school, you don't see them quite as much. And so this is something you can do then and into your empty nesting stage. So there's really no better time than now to join Park Lane. I would highly encourage you to talk to the stylist that invited you, whether you're watching me live or on replay. And I am going to be so bold as to say, welcome to Park Lane Jewelry and welcome to our team. I hope you find as much joy with it as all of us here have. And I hope that this has been helpful. I think Elizabeth, if she hasn't done it already, she's going to share that survey link one more time. Be sure to click on that and fill that out because you definitely want your chance to win the impression bracelet. I have on the beautiful gold one here, if you can see it. See, look how easy it is to show the jewelry. I'm showing it to you right now, and you can see how beautiful it is. So be sure to fill out that survey for your chance to win. There it is again. Contact the stylist that invited you here. Ask as many questions as you need. We have answers and we will be able to help you make your decision. And then welcome everyone. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am going to sign off now and have a great evening, everyone. Thanks, everybody. Oh, the code word. Do we need a code word? Okay, the code word is, let me think. I'm just going to think of it off the top of my head. What kind of code? I was not prepared for this. This is one thing I did not have in my notes. Let's see, a code word. Can we just say sparkle? Let's say sparkle. I love it. Code word is sparkle. Or is there already one out there, Megan? No. Okay, sparkle. Sparkle. Okay, code word is sparkle. Okay, guys, have a great evening. Thanks so much for reminding me about that. I hope it's been informative, everybody. Bye, everybody.